everybody. One of week's here. It's now Wednesday, October 7th, I believe. Just clicked over a little after midnight here, and what we have is the Skylanders SuperChargers Nintendo 3DS Starter Pack. Only took an eternity for this thing to get here. This was purchased launch week from ToysRUs.com because they had the buy one get one 40%. I could not get back to the store, so I went online, and that turned out to be a colossal mistake. Not necessarily, I guess, a mistake on my part, but the shipping time on this item was absolutely ridiculous. If you ever plan to buy anything from Toys R Us and you qualify for free shipping, I would sincerely suggest that you consider foregoing that option. I know many of you do not have a Toys R Us nearby, therefore you have to go online. If you need something in time for a birthday, Christmas, whatever it may be, don't say you weren't warned. It was ridiculous. So, needless to say, though, today, finally, after again purchasing this on launch week, this and the Wii U starter pack arrived. We just unboxed the standard Wii U starter pack here. That's why we've got regular turbocharged Donkey Kong now in addition to Dark. And while we've got Dark Bowser and the Dark Clown Cruiser, the 3DS starter pack gives us regular Hammer Slam Bowser and the Clown Cruiser, as well as now a regular Super Shot Stealth Elf, which we just acquired our first of. So perhaps one of these Stealth Elves can be used as trade fodder for Spitfire or Hot Streak, of which I have 0 in their standard form. How that works out, I don't know. But needless to say, to collect everyone, you have to buy an awful lot of starter packs this time around. But the cool thing here, this is the 3DS version. As best I know, this is the same game as the Wii version. Not 100% sure that's what they say. It's what I've been told, but I have not played it myself. Obviously, many of you have been saying, hey, where's your 3DS video, man? You know, you're the only one that covers this at the start. We want to see it. We want to know what's available, how it's set up, etc. I can finally work towards doing that because I finally have the starter pack. So my apologies again. I had no idea it would take this long to get it. So Skylanders SuperChargers Racing, just like the Wii version, it's SuperChargers Racing. The Wii U, Xbox, PlayStation, they're all the standard platforming game with racing. This is a standalone game, as the 3DS has always been a standalone game. This is a totally different installment than your typical consoles. Again, the Wii should have the same game as this, so it's a little confusing, but SuperChargers Racing, Wii and 3DS, Wii U, PlayStation, and Xbox will all have your typical platforming plus race action, if that makes any sense. So, again, what makes this one so special, aside from being the 3DS version, it is one of your 2 ways to get Bowser. Now, Bowser is available in the standard Wii starter pack, which we do not have and we've not unboxed, and he's available here in the 3DS starter pack. We, for the Nintendo Wii starter pack, went with the Dark Edition. That's the only way to get Dark Hammer Slam Bowser. Dark Hammer Slam Bowser and the Dark Nintendo Wii edition of Skylanders SuperChargers Racing is only available at Toys R Us here in the US. So if you're going around to your GameStops, Targets, Walmarts, etc., Best Buy, and you can never find Dark Hammer Slam Bowser, that's because that starter pack is exclusive to Toys R Us. Again, kind of an odd deal, kind of a lot to keep straight, but that's just how it is. So, if you're like, Dark Bowser is awesome, but man, classic Bowser, I'd be content with that. Good news for you, you have the 2 options. Standard Wii starter pack, which will set you back $74.99, or the 3DS starter pack, which clocks in at $64.99. If you want Dark Bowser, you gotta go full price, $99. Dark Edition's $100 across the board. So if you are inclined to go this direction, you'll save a little cash, so that is good. Now, Hammer Slam Bowser is one of our featured characters. He also works as an amiibo, more on that later. Super Shot Stealth Elf from the Life Element, and of course Bowser's standard Clown Cruiser. Other featured characters, you got Bone Bash, Roller Brawl, and the Toon Buggy. Cannot wait for that. I hope she comes out before Halloween. I somehow doubt it. But in my opinion, all the undead characters should just be out before Halloween. I don't care if we don't get... I guess we should have one of each element, really. But come on. It's undead. Halloween is their prime time. Don't try to sell her at Easter. Don't throw her out in springtime. She's Roller Brawl. She belongs in October. That's my thoughts, and I'm sticking to them. Lava Lance Eruptor on the Burn Cycle, also prominently featured. On the side panel here, we get the video game collection poster Portal of Power. This will be interesting how this compares. I've got a bevy. You can't see them all. SSA 3DS, Giants 3DS, Swap Force 3DS. We'll see how this portal looks. Clearly, it's not the same one that you get in your standard console starter packs now. Right here, you get, again, the Clown Cruiser, Bowser, and Stealth Elf. So, on the portal, in your hand on the portal in the game, that simple flip side of the box. Be on the lookout for supercharged combo packs. These are now available, still kind of hard to find. And then, of course, the race action pack. So be on the lookout there. Ready, set, race. Skylanders, start your engines. The infamous race promoter Pandergast, which is a pretty cool dude, has challenged the best racers in the Skylands to come forward and test their driving skills in a head-to-head, no-hold-barred driving competition. Race across land, sea, and sky for the ultimate prize, a mysterious token of immense power. Kickstart your Skylanders adventure into overdrive with Skylanders SuperChargers Racing. Now, when you have a scenario with Bowser's Clown Cruiser and Bowser, who's obviously the signature driver for that vehicle, you get a supercharged combination. Here you can kind of see like the SMB3 styled warship. Only signature driver and vehicle combos can supercharge. So if you throw Stealth Elf in the Clown Cruiser, she's cool, it's awesome, but it's not supercharged, right? So similarly, Bowser in the Stealth Stinger, not supercharged. If you take Stealth Elf in the Stealth Stinger, supercharged. Spitfire, Hot Streak, supercharged. DK Barrel Blaster, supercharged. DK Clown Cruiser, not supercharged. You get what I'm saying, right? We've covered this several times now. So there is the Clown Cruiser, and it is fantastically amazing. There it is on the Portal of Power. There it is in the game with Lord Bowser, King Koopa, the destructor of all that is Mushroom Kingdomy. So, features: Portal of Power, powerful Skylander superchargers, dynamic Skylander vehicles, and then land, sea, and sky vehicles and racetracks. And again, Bowser, if you need to justify this purchase, also works as an amiibo. So, fun and challenging racing events. You can see Crypt Crusher there. Use superchargers to modify vehicles. You can kind of go into like the bullet bill, bonsai bill type stuff. High octane combat racing, and an epic and expansive racing adventure. 40 plus Skylanders and vehicles to collect. Burn Cycle, Lava Lancer Raptor, Spitfire, and Hot Streak. Clown Cruiser and Hammer Slam Bowser, and of course the other Nintendo exclusive Turbocharged Donkey Kong and the Barrel Blaster. Coming over here, 3 types of vehicles: land, sea, and sky. So let's now, I guess, go ahead. We'll probably kill the camera. I'll just come in and unbox this. We'll try to make it as quick as we can. Once more, before I forget, $64.99 I believe is retail here on the starter pack. And again, with my buy one get one 40%, obviously that applies to the cheaper item, sadly. I don't know why it's not ever the other way around. So $74.99 for the Wii U, and then 40% off of $64. I think that made this like $39, give or take a bit. So not a bad deal considering it's standalone. And if you're a Nintendo fan, if you're a 3DS fanatic, if you've got a 3DS to play on the go, I say this every year with Skylanders, so many people are still oblivious to it. Totally different game. So this right here that will play on the Wii U, and what you see me doing the solo blind playthrough on the Xbox One, that is not SuperChargers Racing. I have started the playthrough on the Nintendo Wii of SuperChargers Racing. That should be this same game here in the 3DS edition. Again, could be slight variances. This is actually in some ways superior to that, and I'll tell you why before we continue on. The Wii version, you can play single player. Obviously, I've confirmed that because I've started a single player playthrough of the game. You can play local co-op. So if my nephew is over here, a friend comes over, whatever it may be, I take that game to a friend's house with a Wii. We can sit there and we can play in the living room, basement, ceiling, wherever you have your Wii, you can play local co-op. As you should know, the Wii no longer has online support of any fashion. So there is no online racing. You can't pick up the Wii version, hop online and race your buddy 5 states away or 16 hours in the opposite direction. Not going to happen. With the 3DS version, there is actually online racing. So, smaller screen, I assume there'll still be the local co-op, obviously, as it is with most 3DS games. You know, you're in the same room, they link up, you play together. But the main thing, advantage number one of this over the Wii version, It's just the fact this actually does support online racing. So I'll open this up. We'll be right back and take a look at the contents. All right, I want to go ahead and show this to you just for good measure. Now, this is obviously kind of like the blister pack inside the pack, if you will. If you look at the top side, this recess hand hole, if you will, that's actually where our 3DS cartridge was. Underneath it, we have the instructions and the Battlecast cartridge, which again is going to be Stealth Elf and Spitfire. So I'm pretty sure licensing is probably why Bowser and Donkey Kong aren't in there, which is a shame because it would have been sweet. Maybe they'll do it in the future. Right here, the portal, man, that thing looks like classic SSA, does it not? My painted blue metallic Terrafin back here. It's currently on top of this portal. We've got the green arrow, right? We got the green base. This is the SSA 3DS Portal of Power. Battery powered. Let's go ahead and see. Oh yeah, it would fit. It does seem to be the updated darker stone color. So, kind of akin to what we had maybe in Giants, which would be over there. I've got some Animal Crossing amiibo cards on it. The Swap Force 3DS Portal did get an updated design. For whatever that's worth, but we might pop that out to take a look. It does come with the batteries. That's always cool. If you get this in a bind, like say you grab it before a road trip or you're a parent or something, and you're like, we need something for the kids to do. This is a terribly long drive for Thanksgiving. Pick this bad boy up. Batteries are included. As long as your 3DS is charged, you're good to go. So, but again, here's what the characters are looking like, and we'll go ahead and clear this out. One little sticker of note here. Twist base to switch functionality between twist base to switch functionality between use, I guess that should be read as use, not use, as a Skylander figure or amiibo figure. So again, we'll showcase that, but I'll pop these guys out, spare you the trouble. As always, don't come in and grab by the weak part. Try to get the base and manipulate the plastic. It's oftentimes a stiffer plastic in these starter packs. Be patient, take your time, keep your Skylanders in pristine condition, and we'll be back here in just a second. And we're back once again. We're getting ridiculously good at this whole unboxing the starter pack thing. So let's get started here with our game cartridge, if you will. This is the case. Very prominently features Bowser. Just like you see the artwork on the box there. Nice compilation. We'll set that on top of Flynn's ship, which is currently dismantled for storing Skylanders. And again, if you're a fanatic collector, if you like to display things, WIi U edition of the game's got DK, turbocharged DK I should say, on his barrel blaster. And here's Bowser on the Clown Cruiser. So nice little display items, if you will. Again, Lava Lance, Eruptor, Burn Cycle, Bone Bash, Roller Brawl, and her Toon Buggy. Coming around to the back side, this is pretty much what we've covered already. Again, I don't use 3D, but Internet versus play, 2 to 4 players. Local play versus player 2 to 4, and then Amiibo read-write. For more information, nintendo.com/amiibo. So, pretty cool deal. Now, let's take a look at the cart. Should seem pretty much the same here, but there it is, Skylanders SuperChargers Racing again. Sadly, no notebook, no special Japanese-based artwork that appears in the loop. Think how cool it would be if Skylanders would do that. Or Nintendo, one of them would pick it up and just kind of have like all the Elemental logos on these backdrop windows. Would that not be cool? How many do we have? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just meant to be. The 8 original elements in the small squares, and then light and dark. Light at the top, dark at the bottom, and the big rectangles, right? I think it's a great idea. If you do like this video, tell people, tweet them. Tweet Skylanders game, talk to them on Facebook, say, give us special sleeves here. You can do it. It's double-sided printing. It's easy. You can even just do an insert. Something cool. I feel like people should do that, But again, that's what our card looks like for the 3DS. We'll be sure to have that with us at all times. Never know when you'll meet another Portal Master up for some racing actions. This is the Portal of Power that was included. Note, it still has the USB, reminiscent of Skylanders Spyro's universe, right? Pretty interesting stuff. It is clear. Obviously, our SSA that had the green arrow, it had the green base, right? So you can kind of see the differences. Again, the stones are slightly, this is like more of a sticky stone. It's a little bit darker. It looks more, like, yeah, somebody spilled Coke or something like that, like, oh, my finger's stuck. This is kind of more of like a smooth stone, like a Minecraft crafted item thing. So this portal, though, while vastly different from what we see there with Swap Force, is a pretty legit match, and I'm pretty sure going to turn out to be the exact same thing as this one. I'm pretty sure this was Giants, but I'm not 100%. It could have been Trap Team. I've got so many portals, it's honest to gosh hard to keep up with them, but it's the same thing, man. I'm pretty comfortable in that assessment. So, and you know, I mean, the 3DS portal is not something, it's not like a huge selling point. You know, like, oh, look how cool it is. That's kind of your console. You're at home. This is just like, I'm going to use this one time to load my flipping character onto the 3DS and be done with it. Now, 3DS, we got zero info on. Last time in Trapped, we had so many cool things added. You know, where all your characters were able to be archived at once. Nobody really talked about that or appreciated it. It was huge development. I don't know what's going on in terms of that. So we're going to see if we've got the same thing by booting this up, checking it out. But I'll probably continue to use that SSA portal, which batteries are still good. The way you use these, see it light up there? They're still good. Those are the original SSA batteries circa 2011. So, thank you Duracell and Activision. But we'll use that portal actually probably to do this stuff. So we'll just kind of run through it in that manner. Probably going to load Skylander and vehicles separately. There's just not the surface area. So, what else do we need to talk about? Which one was her? Okay, I think this is Wii U Stealth Elf, so we'll place her over here. Not that it matters. Note the portal timed out, so again, that's preserves your battery life. Here is our 3DS Stealth Elf. It's the same thing, I mean, but I just like to keep them separate, you know? They come from different backgrounds and should be respected as such. So this will be 3DS Elf. That will be Wii U Elf, essentially. We might name them that. I don't know. But here she is again. Life Element, you can tell by the base. There's the Life Element logo. Flip that around, Rift Engine, you got the Life Element logo right there on the Time and Cover glossy black boots. One on the back valve cover, one forward. She's kind of hunched, bent over. She's got the big machine gun going on. Again, we haven't introduced her, so I don't know exactly how to describe it better than that. But it looks like an old log, right? Kind of stump smashes, but then check out this detail on the bottom. Kind of like a hand-carved, high-end piece of equipment. The shell here, the rim, it almost looks like an acorn, which again is plugged then in to the hollowed log. So it's almost like Zook and Stump Smasher sitting there like, hey, we made this. You want to try it out, Stealth Elf? And she's like, sure. You know, and then the rest is history. So green and yellow. It's kind of a yellowy orange, but it is a really, really nice color combination. It's not something you see often. People seem to take it for granted, but I actually appreciate it, and I'm glad to see it implemented here. As always, her hair color is fantastic. I don't know much about the braids, I don't know much about the notch or the styling or anything like that, but that color of blue always looks so good on Stealth Elf. It complements her perfectly. So, I still have the same views as I had just about an hour and a half ago when we unboxed the first Stealth Elf there, but I'll share them with you once more. We've kind of got the menacing prongs here, right? What I love the best, she's got her classic elven ears. She pilots the Stealth Stinger, right? She's got the Nitro Stealth Stinger 2, a Target exclusive here in the US. The ship itself, the helicopter, seems to have like a face to it, right? And she has the face of a fighter pilot. I don't know if it's my upbringing, what I've seen on TV and media and books, or whatever it may be. But this type of a face right here with the mask and the helmet, that just screams fighter pilot to me. So when I think of Stealth Elf, I think of a Force Ninja. When I see this face, I think of a Force Ninja fighter pilot. And it does a beautiful job conveying both aspects. Classic Stealth Elf with the new take. If you flip her around, you'll see that zipper. That is, of course, everyone's kind of wearing like a race suit. They've got their flame proofing going on, all that good stuff. Her helmet is a very nice compliment here. I'm hoping, I realize I've got the unboxing uploading, and my computer might be sleeping, or going to sleep. So I may run off after this. There will be an awkward stop. But real quick, as a small child, Stealth Elf awoke one morning inside the hollow of an old tree with no memory of how she got there. She was taken in by an unusually stealthy ninja-like forest creature in the deep forest. Under his tutelage, she has spent the majority of her life training in the art of stealth fighting. After completing her training, she became a Skylander and set out in the world to uncover the mystery behind her origins. So, in-game stats, according to our handy-dandy strat guide, max health 190. What went wrong? Why is that so low? I think that's the lowest in the game. Life elements are typically high. Speed 50. I hope she's the fast 50. She should be. That's the thing. I hope that the gun here doesn't like slow her down, and like totally change. Stealth Elf to me was always just, if I have a speed challenge, if I am running out of time, if I just need to get somewhere fast, it's just, there's Stealth Elf, and here comes everyone else. Now she's carrying a giant gun, right? What is this even? I mean, she's got a path called Heavy Gunner, so we'll read about her later and introduce her. I don't want to spoil it for myself, but I hope the gun doesn't, like, hinder what I've come to love from her. Like, Terrafin, it was the burrowing jet vac, it was the unique vacuum abilities, and with Stealth Elf, it wasn't really her blades or, the poison spores or anything. It was always just her speed. Hence the Stealth Elf, it's just kind of something that I appreciated, but we'll see what they did. So far, I've really enjoyed the reimagined ones. Armor 12, critical hit 6, elemental power 25. Now, the real money shot here, the real reason that so many people are going to pick up the 3DS, I'm going to actually sit her over here on a portal from the 3DS, so I'll kind of be like, oh, that's right, that's 3DS Elf. So, the real reason people buy this is not Legendary Blue Metallic Terrafin. Sadly, it is Hammer Slam Bowser. Quite possibly one of the greatest things I have seen in my lifetime. It is King Koopa, now playable in a Skylanders game. Mind-blowing, right? I know. I still, to this day, and I said this when we unboxed Dark Bowser, I still remember I was at work, kind of like sneaking in E3, had it up, and then I saw like the VV guys on, and I unmuted it, and it was like, Bowser and I remember like an instant reaction on Twitter. I was like, freaking awesome, something along those lines. I am still just as giddy about it. I have played the Wii U version. I almost used Bowser and Donkey Kong exclusively there, and why not? It's awesome. It really is. Now, the cool thing about Bowser, in addition to this being a fantastic pose, I mean, check out the hammer. He's got the green handle. He's got the red spiny type Koopa shells on it. The hammer looks like, it's like a hammer finish on the hammer, if you will. I'm trying to get the camera to show that. I don't know. Maybe on the back side. I don't know, but just trust me. It's got like that hammer finish. If you buy spray paint a lot, you'll see the ones that's like hammer finish. That's what we have on the hammer, fittingly. So, a little confusing, but makes sense. He's got the plating on both wrists here, which is classic Bowser with the cuffed bracelets with spikes. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10 spikes on his giant, masterful Koopa shell. Classic tail. He's got the knee pads on with spikes, of course. What else would you have? Nice chest plate here, kind of reinforced for racing. Again, spiny shell armor for the shoulder pads. Fantastic. Very menacing teeth. He's basically got that stance of like, bring it on. Just bring it on. I mean, that's what he looks like, right? It's like, doing his classic sinister Bowser laugh. And it's like, I will squash all of you fools. So, there he is. Facial features are fantastic. I've seen a few people say that they've had a Bowser with a nose not on. I don't really care. He looks fantastic. I don't know how he'd look without the nose, but he looks good with it. So, white fingernails. I mean, it's all just perfect, and I absolutely love it. Many people that do not have a Nintendo anymore, maybe you've graduated on, you've moved on to your next gen, you don't care about the big N anymore, you probably still have that soft spot, right? Maybe you don't have the 3DS, but $65, you're like, I can justify $65 just having this in my office, in my living room, in my game room, in my house, wherever. It's that cool. This is some really, really neat stuff. Now, if you fall into that category, maybe you don't even like Skylanders, you don't know what it is, you're like, oh, what is that? It looks like a money pit. I don't want in on that. I'm already doing amiibos. Well, consider this another amiibo. Okay, so on the Rift engine, Bowser is a fire element character, of course, makes perfect sense, right? He's got the feet planted on the valve covers of the Rift engine, like you see, fire element on the timing cover, fire all around on the backside. But down here, you not only have the fire element logo, but when I move my thumb, you have this slot. If you note, looking in there, he is currently in amiibo mode. Now, you're like, wait, I see white text in there. What is that? Skylander mode. So, RFID on, Skylander read, cache upgrade, all that good stuff. You go to play Brawl or Mario Party 10 or something, Swing it over this way, you're in Amiibo mode, NFC. Place it on your 3DS screen of the new 3DS. Place it on your NFC reader for 3DS like mine. Throw it in that corner of the gamepad. It's Amiibo time. Very, very cool, very crafty by Vicarious Vision. Sweet stuff that they are doing there. Now, Bowser, you know what? Let me actually stop this. I do not want that video to stop uploading. 1 second. And we're back. Again, sometimes, I know they say you can continue an upload, but the majority of the time I have that happen, I cannot continue the upload. So, the bio for Bowser the Skylander, man. Hammer Slam Bowser. Bowser is the king of the Koopas and believes himself to be the supreme, unquestioned ruler of a kingdom far from Skylands. A hot-tempered and spiky-shelled warrior, he was transported to Skylands by traveling through a rift that had been created by Chaos's terrible Sky Eater. The Skylander sent out a distress call across all dimensions to call for reinforcements, and for reasons known only to Bowser himself, he has decided to join this epic battle against Chaos and the darkness in his clown cruiser as the newest and most lethal of all the Superchargers. Very cool stuff, right? We're going to cover some more of the Nintendo specifics in an upcoming pool table video, so stay tuned there. However, this is perhaps even better than Bowser. It depends. Maybe you've got Bowser amiibos. Maybe you've got 19 different Bowser figures like I probably do. I bet you don't have the Clown Cruiser. The Clown Cruiser, to me, it's kind of a different thing here. But I go back, my favorite game ever to date remains 1991's Super Mario World, right? At the end, when you go through Bowser's Castle, regardless of how you got there, if you used Star Road or went through the traditional methods, when you battle him, even if you go to the back door, you ultimately have to battle Bowser. And when you do that, I used to call it the teacup. Sometimes I'd call it the clown car, but I used to call it the teacup. And it's just, you see this face here, and it's like on a giant, spaceship cup thing, right? So when I was a little kid playing that game, I was like, oh, it's Bowser's Cup. And it was scary, man. It was a scary game when you were that age. And he comes in, and I mean, it's just, he drops the balls and everything, and it was so difficult. And then later in life, I was like, man, this isn't too bad once you figure it out. But it was a ton of fun. It is forever etched in my mind. And like I said, it still remains my personal favorite game of all time. So this is a huge deal, having access to a clown car figure, and one that is actually done extremely well. So this is obviously an interpretation thereof. You had Bowser's warships come along in Super Mario Bros. 3. He's had some cool stuff he's piloted through the Galaxy series and other games. But this is kind of like the racing version, right? It's not just he's on, a cart, that we're used to. They can go in the air with the glider or under the water. This is kind of like, hey, this is a sky vehicle, right? This is his ship. You're flying with Bowser now. Legitimately flying. So, it's pretty cool. Now, in addition to the face kind of having that pearlescent color with the classic intimidate, I don't know what it is about that. Just, it's a simple clown face, but man, is it effective. For the longest time when I would attempt to draw, when I was younger, I would always make my faces for villains and stuff based off of this design. It was that impressionable upon me. Now, it's just the orange and yellow, it's just hilarious. And looking back, I mean, it's just something I look back on very fondly now. He's got the silver accents here coming across the top. They kind of coincide with the wingspan here. Sort of gives that chrome, razor sharp, steel plated aluminum finish, whatever aviation type thing you want to throw down. It gives that, it's kind of like a aircraft silver, I guess we could call it. Aviation silver might flow better. On the underside, though, note where we had that chrome or steel plating, we now have green. Contrasts beautifully with this underbelly gold color. You can see the Air Element logo there. So it's a sky vehicle, obviously, and it's also Air Element. There you go. Makes sense, does it not? Coming up top, though, cockpit. You can see there, let me try to get it shoot up a little bit. Well, you can't, you can kind of see it right there. Basic steering wheel, just your standard silver cockpit, no fancy chair. But what I love, if you recall, when we took a look at Bowser, I showcased his spiked bracelets, right? In fact, we'll bring him back up here just for this. There they are. He's got them all over the place. There it is again on the Clown Cruiser. Very cool detail, right? So, coming around. This was actually a good angle we had for this. You can see the exhaust pipes here coming off the Rift engine. We got 6 of them. Very intimidating. And then you've got, of course, your rocket launchers here. You can charge them up, create the bonsai bills and whatnot. But the plating on this thing, it's like a metallic green, and it would be like the next gen Koopa Troopa, in my opinion. It just, I don't know how to describe this, but if you are a fan of classic Nintendo games, and Bowser in particular, this is just a really cool piece to have handy. The wingspan, it's got that nice curvature to it, so it contrasts nicely. If it was flat, it just wouldn't look as cool. So it's a very menacing look, right? Pretty stealthy, looks pretty quick. Nearly got away from me there, but my apologies, I'm kind of tired. Nonetheless, man, this is just a sweet, sweet ride. Now, not everybody can do this. Not everybody is as dedicated to the craft as I am, and it is expensive. It's one of those deals. I have to do things on sale. I never pay more than retail. But when I look at it, it's something that I love, and it's something that basically I'll be playing until the next Skylanders game comes out. So I get my time and money's worth out of it, I feel. Even as a display piece, I'd have been cool popping $65 for these two, because anytime I see them, you're like, freaking hey, that's awesome. You know, some of you might not have that same reaction. You know, you're like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have spent that money. Me, I can come in here if I've got it on my desk and I'm like, you know, working on something, and I look up and I see the clown cruiser, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is so cool. And so if you fall into that boat, even if you don't have the 3DS, it's something worth considering, you know. But what I can do here for you, since I made it a priority to pick up the Dark Edition, the Nintendo Wii Dark Edition at that, in order to obtain Dark Bowser and the Dark Clown Cruiser. Here is the regular Clown Cruiser and the Dark Clown Cruiser side by side. I know what you're thinking. This is why you watch my videos. This is what other people don't take the time to do. This is what people that only get things sent out for review or something don't have the dedication to the game. I do, and it's freaking fantastic. This is just, it's amazing. I cannot tell you how giddy I am about Bowser and Donkey Kong being in here. So here they are side by side. Again, me personally, while this is freaking awesome, the Dark Clown Cruiser, this takes the cake. That metallic green is just, it's something, even in the packaging in the store, I don't think you get the full effect. Once you have this thing out and in your hand in person, it's truly something special. So I hope for those of you that want to go this route, you can. Again, whether you do the Wii starter pack or the 3DS, this is well worth having in your collection. The dark one is cool again, but if I had to pick just one, this is what I would retain. So we'll set that down, and we'll set the Dark Clown Cruiser down. And now let's do the same thing for Lord Bowser, shall we? Now, me personally, I really want both. Right, but I just said, if I only could pick one, I'd go standard Clown Cruiser here. It's freaking sweet. And so, with Bowser, this is classic Bowser. It's fantastic. I've got a ton of figures done up the same way. Dark Bowser, though, that is something else, man. It's one of those deals. I love both of them. If I had to pick, if I could only put one in my pocket as I'm running away in the apocalypse, I think I would take Dark Bowser and the regular clown car. Best of both worlds, memories of the other. I don't know how to justify it, but for someone like myself, this is a cool deal. Again, I know a lot of people are irate. Well, I can't play Donkey Kong and Bowser on my PlayStation 4. If they ever did that with like a PlayStation character and Microsoft, maybe some Halo dude or some, I don't know, whatever PlayStation exclusive there is, I could see the same anger, but I mean, this is classic video gaming. This takes it back to 85, late 80s, early 90s, the golden days of the NES and Super NES. Power pads were awesome. Duck Hunt was a thing that was incorporated with the power pad and World Class Tracking. It was a good time, man, and I'm glad that I was there to be a part of it. And because of that, I mean, I grew up. You didn't have another option. Well, Sega came along, and I did have a Genesis. I never actually owned my own SNES. I always had to play it at friends. I had the Genesis, right? And but so many memories from my childhood tie in to Nintendo and the Super Nintendo. I never had, an N64 or GameCube. I didn't have another product until the Wii. I basically went NES, Genesis, PlayStation 2. I didn't even ask for the PlayStation 2, it was just given to me 1 year as a surprise. And I was glad it was, because I played a crud ton of sports games and racing games on it. But this right here, man, this is awesome. So it's a narrow scope of people, I guess, that kind of relate to things in the same way I do. For some of you, it might have been like Super Mario 64 if you're a little younger than I am. For others of you, maybe you were won over by Mario Galaxy on the Nintendo Wii, in 07 or whenever it dropped. But it's a common bond people share. And for whatever reason, I have stayed loyal to Nintendo. And even though I never had their systems, I was like, man, that would be so freaking awesome. And as I got older, got into late high school, early college, had a little money, you're like, I can kind of do things for myself now. And I have a lot of good memories there. So this, to me, it's just awesome being able to play as Bowser and Donkey Kong, particularly Bowser, I'm not gonna lie, in a Skylanders game, which is another series I love with that same kind of childish enthusiasm. It's just a really cool deal. So these are the cream of the crop, in my opinion, Bowser and Dark Bowser, man. So it's very expensive to acquire them. I feel for those of you that can't. I understand the pains and frustrations for those of you with only a PS3 or something that can't play as them. But for someone like myself, it's just a cool deal, and I'm looking very forward to enjoying a lot more memories with these guys. So that is the cheesy unboxing and ample information version of the 3DS starter pack unboxing, I suppose. Now, what this means for you, the 3DS fanatics that have come to be like, wait, hey, you're one of the only guys that covers this stuff. I will do that again. Toys R Us took an eternity to get this thing to me, so I'll be working on those videos here shortly. I got a ton of stuff going down with introductions. Obviously, we got some new characters here to do. Similarly, we've got some gameplay I'm wanting to crank out, and a couple of other things on the table there, and some few things here on the pool table, as a matter of fact. But I will get my typical 3DS deal. It's not captured through the $600 device or anything. It's just me filming it here in the dark, basically. But it gives you what you need to know, and hopefully it helps you out. But again, as always, 3DS version, standalone game this time. It's just, basically the same thing as the Wii version, but the 3DS does have online capability. Keep that in mind. Most importantly, though, you get Bowser and the Clown Cruiser. The game at that point really becomes moot for myself and many others. So if you're looking for the cheapest way to acquire Bowser, it's honestly probably going to be picking up a 3DS starter pack. The simple fact is the people that are going to scalp these might do, 30, 40, 50 bucks for each deal. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff here as of late. But think about it. 65 for the starter pack. You get the game too and a Portal of Power. It's not a bad deal. And it's a different game entirely from your console. So if you don't have a 3DS, it's a fantastic platform. Tons of great games, including a different installment of Skylanders each year, which I still try to reiterate and pound into people's head. It is not the same game. It's totally different. Trap Team, Swap Force, Giants, SSA, it's a different storyline with different villains. Count Moneybone, some of you are like, who the heck is this guy? Should have played the 3DS version and you would know. That's something I try to reiterate to help people out, but I will quit rambling. It's an amiibo, it's a Skylander, it's portable, it's 3DS, it's Skylanders, it's racing, it's Bowser infused with Donkey Kong. It's just a daily dose of double the epicness. It's fantastic. And the 3DS is a nice price point to come in on. As always, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on the 3DS starter pack. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and for myself, Super Shot Stealth Elf, Hammer Slam Bowser, and the Clown Cruiser, we will catch you back here for more Skylanders SuperChargers unboxings.